spring practice has officially concluded now, Bob, with the annual orange and white game. And as with most spring games, you can't really take a lot away other than, this is officially Nico's team.
Yes, it is, Tim. Yeah, you can't take much away from these type games. These are very, I'm going to say even more scripted somewhat. You've got so many freshmen, walk-ons, a lot of guys who will never see the field during the game, during the season, playing most of the game. But what you can take away, we're going to try to talk about some individual players. And if you guys want to tell us who you saw, we've already watched these things several times, but we'll watch it so many more. But if you guys will leave a comment telling us who you thought stood out, we'd love to hear it. Maybe might be somebody we might want to zone in on.
Yeah, we definitely would appreciate that. And if you like and subscribe it, we'd love that too. Share it with the friends. Mm-hmm. Helps us out tremendously.
Yes, it does.
So with that, Bob, first guy that jumps out at you?
Probably true freshman. Just got off the bus, Edmund Spillman. I mean, the guy just got into spring, like right as soon as they got there. So he had really very little prep work going into spring practice. But he was all over the place yesterday. I mean, he is impressive.
Yeah, he's a player. Him and Caleb Beasley were two of my favorite recruits in this class. In-state guys who I thought could immediately help, to a degree anyway.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Beasley got hurt, broke his leg, but Spillman has done nothing but just excite the coaches from day one.
Yeah, I think he'll be a fan favorite. He's a hitter, man. He's
special.
Yeah.
Another guy, Mike Matthews. I know you love this kid.
I did, Tim. When I'm gonna brag on myself a little bit. When I done the film breakdown of him as high school, the thing that I saw from him, and I still seeing it now, is the fact that he just catches the ball. Some wide receivers are, big, tall guys. Some are fast. Some are going to be able to go get the 50-50 balls. Some are just going to outrun you. But Matthews, I think his skill set is the fact that when the ball is thrown, whether it's low behind him, off target, he's going to be able to come down with it somehow. He's really good at, changing his route and tracking the ball. I mean, he's got a special skill set there.
I thought he had to play the game yesterday. His athleticism will let him contort his body to make an adjustment on a badly thrown pass, to be honest about it. And made a tremendous catch, regained his balance, and just jogged into the end zone. Big-time play right there from a big-time player.
Yeah, I think he's going to be hard to keep off the field this year. I know freshmen hard to get on, but one thing that will help him is he's a very willing blocker. He had a really nice block on a touchdown play today.
So don't do that, you don't get on the field.
You don't. And that's considering we like to do that little screen game thing over on the sideline, whatever you want to call that. I think that'll get him in the game too.
Mm-hmm.
Another guy who really stood out to me was Chris Brazel, the transfer from Tulane. I was wondering if he was just going to be like, he's 6'5"-ish. Was he going to be a guy who we just throw the ball deep to? But one thing impressed me in that game was he could look like he could be a volume catcher because they throwed him several hitches and short stuff and stuff like that.
Yeah, he looks like he has a full variety to his game. Not going to be a one-trick pony. Very good first impression, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
He's been the talk of the entire spring practice, and everything, and he showed out yesterday too.
Thought Merklinger played well, ran the ball very well. That was kind of surprising me a little bit, but and that's a big thing in this offense, as everybody knows. You really need to be able to take off and run with the ball here and there. It just, you want the defense to be stressed and always not knowing where you're going with it, and having a quarterback who can take off and run is huge.
Well, that stresses any defense, particularly one that spreads the field so much like we do. And And I'll be honest, but I think all the quarterbacks showed that. It gives me hope that if something was to happen to Nico, we're not going to be dead in the water.
Right.
Gaston Moore can run this offense efficiently, and Merklinger does definitely have talent for the future.
What's some overall takeaways from the spring in general, Tim?
Well, I mean, I think we've touched on a couple. The emergence of Spillman out of nowhere, the Boo Carter,
Yeah,
who played well yesterday again.
he did. I watched him quite a bit.
The defensive line obviously is deep. We're still searching for interior offensive linemen, which is it's not unexpected. I mean, most of those guys missed most of the spring.
Yeah.
But I think our receiver core is deeper than what they've been since Heupel's been here. Our running game, you couldn't see anything out of it yesterday because there's no push on the interior offensive line.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm feeling pretty good. I ain't going to lie from over on this team.
Yeah, I agree, Tim. We had a few people I thought emerged a little bit. T. Lander had a really good spring. I think he's put himself in a position to be in the conversation to be one of the starters. I thought your transfers, Jacoby Thomas may have come out as a leader to be a starter at one of the safety spots. Jamon McCoy, and I think he's got a good shot to be a starter at one of the corners, and so is Jalen McMurray, the transfer from was it Temple? I think he's going to play a lot.
Of course, our tight end guys, I think we're deeper than what we thought.
But I think overall, I think it was a good spring. We didn't have a whole lot of injuries, Selden being probably the biggest. And that's what you want to. You just don't want to leave spring with a lot of starters.
That's always the biggest thing for any coach.
Yeah.
Speaking of some players, you got to go get them. And boy, we had a lot of recruits down on campus this weekend trying to solidify our place.
Yeah, we did. Can't go over all of them, but some of them that stood out to me. Let's first talk about the number one offensive tackle in the country, David Sanders.
Well, we on our last episode, I believe it was, or the one before that, we mentioned the fact that he was here last week and he came straight back this week, and we thought that was huge, particularly since Clemson's game, spring game, was the week before, and he skipped that, and all the national guys believe Clemson leads for this thing. But there's more information, though, to come out that really makes us feel good, Bob.
Yeah, his family come with him. Both times, which is, if you're recruiting junkies like us, but if you're not, visits.
Follow the visits.
Follow the visits is one of the huge things. Family coming in, that's a huge indicator. Back-to-back visits, huge indicator. One other thing that come out with that was the fact that he drove here, and because he said he wanted to see what the drive was like, and he said he enjoyed the drive. So, to me, like I said, that national media believes Sanders is to Clemson. I'm thinking he's a Tennessee lean. You don't do all those things if you're not honestly
seriously considering.
Yeah, I think we're either 50-50 or leaning. Yeah.
Yeah, the big thing with the family back-to-back weekends and second time to make the drive, like you reiterate what you just said, that screams to me Tennessee orange, not Clemson orange.
Exactly. Another big offensive tackle that was in here, probably borderline top 10 tackle in the country according to some of the rankings.
Some rankings, yes.
Was Jalen Matthews. If you listen to his conversation post spring practice, it sounded like a guy who's already committed.
It did, Bob. It sounded like almost a commitment video. Sounds like he's going to be a part of this team. I'll be shocked at this point if he isn't.
Yeah, one thing he said that kind of jumped out to me was talking about how loyal he was. I mean, he said he was, that was something that was big with him. If he comes to a place, he's 110% in. So, and that you don't always get anymore. So I enjoy hearing that.
Yeah. Another guy on the defensive side of the ball, a big lineman, we're getting a couple of crystal balls for coming out of this weekend, was Charles House.
Yeah, you know, that's something, a position we haven't really recruited great at. It's defensive tackle. But I think this guy's not like 5-star, but, you know,
No, he isn't. He's actually kind of underrated if you look at, I mean, I say underrated, but he's not a super high recruit.
but Georgia,
And Tennessee's pretty much his top two.
yeah, and
So
Georgia's wanting him bad. If Georgia's wanting him bad, that's good enough.
he's a good ball player.
Yeah, that's good enough for me that we want this guy.
Yeah, I'd rather have their seal of approval, Alabama seal of approval, Ohio State seal of approval, than rivals on three.
Yeah,
Uh,
they do a better job evaluating than those services do. Let's just be honest about it.
let's see, Monday, Bob, big day. Portal opens up post spring.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see anybody leaving or coming in?
I do see some people leaving. I would expect one wide receiver to leave, possibly two. If I had to name them, I could see Nimrod possibly leaving, possibly Leacock. Not heard any rumors as far as it goes. Anybody leaving? Anybody, but that's just speculation on my part. I would not be totally shocked to see an offensive lineman leave, possibly Cy Reddick, Brian Grant, somebody that's doesn't look like they're ever going to really be a starter here. Possibly even a DB, maybe. But I fully expect. I'm going to say we'll have about 3 guys leave.
Well, I'll tell you what, I believe, if I recall correctly, that we're going to need at least 2 leave, I believe, to get under the scholarship limitations that we need to by fall.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's part of why the staff has not been quick to jump on adding a running back from the portal yet. They've got to see how these numbers shake out.
Yeah.
I mean, if they get surprised and 4 or 5 guys go, then yeah, you'll see a running back coming in.
Yeah. If they see 4 or 5 go, I think you'll see a running back, and I wouldn't doubt if you'll see an offensive lineman come in. I think that's their 2 biggest needs from the portal: running back and offensive line.
And speaking of portal, it's also basketball portal season. We had a couple of potential transfers in campus this weekend.
Yeah, we have one guy we really want from Hofstra, Darlington Dubas, I think his last name. Dubar, okay. I couldn't remember exactly what his last name was. But I think they really want him. He did visit, had a great time, but he didn't commit on the visit. Then you got Kate Tyson. I hadn't really heard how his visit went to this point, but I think it's between us and North Carolina for him.
Yeah, North Carolina's considered a leader, but you know we'll push hard there.
And then you got Ohio State transfer coming in Tuesday, I believe it is.
No, he's not from Ohio State, is he?
Roddy Gale.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking he was going to go with Igor.
No.
I don't know how I'm going to say this name, but Igor Milicic.
Milicic, something like that. Yeah, Milicic, I think.
Milicic.
Good luck on that one, Bob. Saying that one.
Yes, Igor. Hey,
Igor, just like we do with Nico.
Yeah,
we'll go with first name.
I know he's coming in on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's a 6'10" post.
Yeah, from Charlotte, I believe. And I think it will be all eyes to see who, do we have anybody else leave, which I don't think we will. But we got quite a few spots to fill on the basketball side.
Well, we do. Also, I interrupted you a moment ago when you were talking about Roddy Gale, the sophomore out of Ohio State. It's coming in. And we're going to continue to have more over the next few days. Rick's got a big job ahead of him building this roster.
He sure does. There'll be a lot of Lady Vol transfer news coming out soon too. I can guarantee you.
Yeah, because she's really probably going to have to rebuild her team.
Yeah. Any other takeaways, Tim?
No, I don't believe so. Other than the fact that, guys, we just appreciate you guys
Yeah, we do. We really do.
spending your time with us.
We enjoy talking UT sports. We got into this thing because we was like we love doing this anyway. We thought, well, we'll shoot YouTube videos and see if anybody else enjoys it. So we do appreciate you guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you do, leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Otherwise, you may not see the videos when we put them out. We do appreciate it.
Absolutely. Go Big Orange.
Go Vols.